Steam Next Fest is an amazing opportunity for aspiring developers to showcase their games for new audiences.
Caught up? That's good. I wanted to jam as many demos in this video as I could, but I was a little busy with a certain less than stellar project. This is simply going to be my first impressions of all 25 demos. Not exactly recommendations, just getting my raw thoughts out there. Some are good, some are great, some should burn in hell, but we'll get there. Also, this is Corner Pond. Please direct all timeline related questions their way. Let's start with something easily digestible. Savara is a roguelike with a simple goal. Run through some arenas, upgrade your gear, and kick some monster ass. If you ever wanted Monster Hunter in a roguelike form, this is your golden ticket. You are able to break monster parts to gain components to upgrade your gear. In theory. In reality, however, you'll never upgrade the mushrooms because they'll beat the everlasting dog shit out of you before you learn to swim. What made Savara stand out to me though was its weapon switching style of combat. You can equip two weapons at once, and when you swap from one to the other, you do an attack and gain a bit of stamina in the process. It's basically encouraging you to switch things up constantly. It's fast, it's weighty, and you feel like you're hitting like a motherfucker. Just please nerf these bastards and we'll be fine. Are you kidding with these? I went to run TavernQuest with the idea that it wouldn't hook me, but I gave it a try anyway. I didn't want to suffer the accusations Gen Z is usually held for, but
you try, the answer, boobs. The door doesn't open.
I guess I was correct. It's a choose your own adventure game where you take on the role of the CPU, but it very quickly turns into a babysitting simulator for a homicidal maniac. The game never does anything that piques my interest in the rest of the demo, let alone a full release. The only interesting thing is that you fail if you kill the player with your actions.
You say he had a pin to the ground. Steve, are you ass?
It just boiled down to stabbing him a bunch of times.
I'm not gonna stop stabbing ya!
Riveting. Maybe at 22, I'm just not the core audience for this game, but I'm not too upset about the realization. Wheel World is a bit more my pace anyway. Seeing as I'm talking about 25 video games, you can imagine I don't leave the house IRL. But this game definitely scratches an itch. You awaken a bike demon, he says way too many fucking puns, and you just start riding. Along this journey, you're able to find bike parts to improve your ability to shred, or whatever the fuck bikers say. Relaxing gameplay, charming art style, beautiful soundtrack, just a vibe. In a similar wheelhouse, Is This Sea Taken is a whimsical brain teaser where you sort these cute little characters based on their requirements on a bus pass? What the fuck is that? The demo had a few difficulty spikes, which makes me really interested in what they'll manage to do in the full release. I wrote overwhelmingly difficult. I might be dog shit. The mixture of cute graphics and scaling brain teasers sounds like it'd be a great beginner puzzler for little kiddos, I guess. Or give this to your kids. Brickadia is basically a Roblox clone if you really boil it down, which doesn't really have to be a bad thing. Server list was missing from the demo, but the devs said it would be added in future releases. I didn't do much aside from playing a world that was a racetrack in Conway's Game of Life. Not really a me thing. My favorite aspect was how in-depth the avatar creator was. I have a pretty sick headcanon for my character. He's a post-apocalyptic, reanimated skeleton mixed together with android parts, a la Ultra Kill, with a bunny slipper. Yeah, not the most imaginative, okay? Let's see your character. It's probably better. Anyway, I'll probably return when they add the server list and I can play the inevitable car obby. Fear for 98.
Go fuck yourself, scumbag. Go fuck yourself, scumbag.
What is happening?
I got more mileage out of Corner Pond. Probably more fun if you had friends though. Thankfully I have Lone Soul. This transition doesn't really work because this game isn't actually good. This is one of the only roguelikes on the list I couldn't complete a run of. I recently saw a complaint that the new God of War entries had too much gameplay bloat, and that's all I could really think of while playing this game. This is one of the most obtuse upgrade systems I've ever experienced, hands down. Let's explain. Firstly, you need to find a piece of equipment with the desired element. Then, while playing, you need to pick the path with the matching element's patron. Then, once you finish a combat encounter, you can halfway through playing, the markers to show what path was which just stopped showing up. So that was fun. I honestly have a laundry list of complaints, but I'm not gonna waste my breath here. I will be returning though.
Avoid embarrassing our team right at the start of the mission.
I have a type. First impressions of Mystical Tactics were okay. I mean, it's just a typical grid-based roguelike with shoehorned in D&D elements. I mean, what's the big deal? Wait, Lucian's kind of popping off. Lucian's kind of popping off! God damn! Nisa, take those hits! Man, you got this! Damn it! We lost We got this. Lucy, Mr. One Man Army. He's got this in the bag. Let's go to the next area.
What? No! Why? Why it was getting so good? Why did it have to end?
I was gonna avoid any horror in this video, but the voices compelled me to make this exception. I Nima is about a girl attempting to convince her mother that she is who she says she is. Get her a Snickers. Because of course, you aren't you when you're hungry. Creepy mom aside, I was actually impressed by the sheer girth and quality of the dialogue in this demo. This girl Elysium has ruined my brain when it comes to writing quality, and I've been hunting for a fix ever since. But this disembodied voice might be the reprieve I need. This game has already stolen my attention, and I'm eagerly awaiting the full release. The SpellStorm part of the title is actually more important than I initially realized. The main gameplay revolves around you upgrading your spells to cause chain reactions that create more spells ad nauseum. If this makes you think of Noida, stop that. It's not Noida. It will never be Noida. It's an interesting gameplay premise, but my main problem is just how inefficiently mechanics are conveyed to the player. Look at this. Do you know what it does? Wrong. I know I only gave you 1 second. I don't care. Here's a quick explanation though. Please don't hurt me. Main issue though is that it's not even explained in the game. I made up that explanation. I wrote that. I just kind of fumbled around with it until I understood what it was saying to me. If you just get an overall clarity pass on this game, maybe some screen shake when you get hit, this game will definitely be in a more complete state for launch. Disclaimer for those who are concerned, this game does use quite a bit of AI generated artwork, so here's a timestamp if you like to skip ahead. Despite that, this game actually is kind of cool. If you've become sick of the Souls-like monotony that's taken over the gaming space, I feel like this game will be a welcome break from all that. There are various elements in this game that try to break away from standard combat structure. To throw some examples out there, instead of a stamina bar, you have stamina points. These points are only consumed when you attempt to roll or use your secondary weapon, which essentially functions as a parry. Certain abilities leave behind a ghost orb, which you can either pull towards you or dash towards. And when you do this, you are granted brief invulnerability. Having all these tools available really shook up the formula for me and made for some cool gameplay moments. I think the devs have something special in the works, but it'll be an uphill battle for sure. Doloc Town had so many HUD pop-ups that I couldn't put Corner Pond anywhere, and for that, it loses. Bye-bye. Heal to Death has a cool-ass premise. You're a healer in a party of heroes trying to navigate a dungeon while fending off hordes of the undead. Just like real online games, when you die, they die. I was honestly pretty impressed by the amount of characters in the game, such as the Druid, Blood Donor, Hammer Person. You know, this actually reminds me of a game design document I wrote up a little while back, if you'd lend me your ear a moment. I was thinking of a fresh take on a magic system that doesn't utilize mana. Each class would have their own unique method of utilizing magic to navigate and defeat enemies. It will be a roguelike, of course. Haste is a game by the quotation marks geniuses, not derogatory, behind totally accurate battle simulator, and they haven't slowed down with the novel experiences. Haste will have you like, sometimes like, damn, that was a pretty bad landing. I was having so much fun running around, I forgot about Corner Pond. Fuck! I forgot about Corner Pond! Thankfully, it wasn't for too long, because honestly, this was probably the fastest I finished. Wait, don't name it that. Thought I'd give Corner Pond some quality time. You know what it's like, right? Kids always nagging you, asking you to do the damnedest things, making you run around, fish shit up, maybe in a couple times asking you to fish their damn hammer out of a well. God, what I'd do for some peace and quiet. You know what I mean? Yeah, no, I'm talking about the game. This game's biggest problem is that when the devs were brainstorming, the whiteboard said Fetch Quest in the center, and it was circled, highlighted, underscored, italicized, and bolded. The humor and the general lackadaisical attitude made me think it was a weird attempt to make fun of modern game design, but I was simply over it before long. I can't do it. If you're gonna make fun of certain design choices, at least rise above them, rather than beating them into the ground in your own game. But it's still fishing, so I'll allow it. I don't know how to pronounce that. Sashimi? Or a farming samurai hack and slash roguelike is the first thing I wrote in the section for this game. So you should probably understand the vibe from there. Typical roguelike experience. You run around a level, slicing, dicing, shooting, things of that nature. Games with speedrunning in mind have never been my cup of tea, but I definitely see the appeal with this one. Fastest time I saw was 30 seconds. I can't even beat this game in over an hour. What the fuck are these bitches doing? Definitely curious about the full release, but I'll definitely be on the slower side. Staying with the speed of things, Demonetized is one of the funkier trailers on Steam, and an even funkier movement system to boot. Beelzebub's demonic child has a bunch of different forms they can transform into for moving around the world. Snake for ground and water, bat for getting up in the air, and this thing for... I stopped playing early because this was probably the biggest demo out of everything I played, and I spent just an hour trying to get better at one goddamn race. Like, are you kidding me? Look at how much I'm doing. This game is hard enough. Then I saw this guy doing this shit and realized I have better things to be doing with my time. So we're starting to run out of good ones. You know, I put this game on the list because I thought maybe I was too harsh on Disorder and Unreal Engine. What in the world? No, I wasn't. I'm starting to get really sick of these underbaked Unreal Engine female protag action slop fest. Mask of the Void is at least funny bad, and no, I don't know why the cloak is doing that. The combat on display here is the most insane combination of feeling good and feeling absolutely terrible, and I kind of love it. This is Blood Mask. You can tell because it's white and not red, like the Sand Mask. Important distinction. This is their special move. Hilarious. And this is the basic attack. Oh wait, I don't have footage because I never used it. After your first run, you unlock Endless Mode, and I had more fun in 1 second playing that than I had playing the entirety of Lone Soul. Keep it moving. Neo Junk City is a game I have some actual notes for before I lose touch with reality. You play as Buster, a futuristic RoboCop who has had their memories wiped. Initial story setup is clean and cordial. The jokes even made me giggle a few times. The main critique I have with the game is this and that and even more of those. Disco Elysium was an amazing game because they knew their players weren't really here to play a game. Neo Junk City, without a better way to put it, just wastes my time too damn much. Right now, the game just feels like it's trying to pad for time that it doesn't really need to do. I really hope the full release changes something about that. Keep the arcade shooting though. I really like that part. You know, maybe it's all these games getting to me, but I actually really like this. Roguelike Deck Builder is a game where you build a deck, punctuation. That's the entire point of the game. I really respect a creator who's not scared to lean to how fucking weird what they're making is. You're trapped in a room with a thing called a husband. There's a key in the shop for $1 million just labeled freedom, and you earn money by building the deck. How the hell are we making money building a deck outside our own building? You just stop asking questions and get the hell back to work. Just when I was getting to the rhythm of swinging the damn mallet, the demo decided ending it all was its only option and did the deed. I'm fucking pissed. I don't know what the roguelite part is though. Oh, I'm pretty whelmed at this point, but we might as well end it off strong. I describe Nitro Gen Omega as fine with a capital F. The mechanics were easy enough to understand, but each pilot can only do about 3 to 4 things, so there wasn't much variety in the demo at least. I basically spammed the same few options depending on what situation I was in, and I never ran into any trouble. A mechanic I can't really wrap my head around is having all playable characters be procedurally generated. I mean, it's a cool concept, sure, but there's also social mechanics as well. It's a cool gesture, but I'm not gonna sit here and babysit these Neanderthals when they don't even talk to each other inside the mech. It felt more like a tech playground than a cohesive experience that I hope they can tie together in the future. This list thus far hasn't really had a cohesive structure to it, but I still did want to save the best for last. And Metro Gravity really struck a chord with me. Metro Gravity is a Metroidvania with an emphasis on 2 things: gravity and music. Truthfully, when I saw these 2 things coming together, I thought it made no sense, but God, this Marco guy really sold me on it. He should sell cars. Any surface you collide with will change your direction of gravity to that surface. This alone makes for super trippy visuals and unique platforming scenarios. No matter what way I was looking at a room, it felt like I had blood rushing to my head. A pleasing but very nauseating feeling. Please help me. You can acquire this pendant, which creates a gravity field directed at any surface you desire. Okay, not any, but you get my point. Talk to a guy later, get a necklace, now you're playing Dark Souls. Break it at someone's house, get a pocket mirror, and now what the fuck? But the absolute highlight, ooh, goddamn, it has to be. Did he pick your ass up in? Oh! He did it again! He did it again! Oh! He's got saw blades! Oh! Oh, you get a grapple hook? Oh, that's cool. And that's pretty much it. I'm kind of sick of writing this script, if I'm being honest. So here's a quick summary of my cons with the game. Overall, this game has been one of my absolute favorites from the Next Fest. I will definitely be getting a copy when it releases. Whose freaky ass is writing these? Ah, shit. I didn't review Corner Pond. Let's see. It's whatever.